Hey everybody, it's your girl Annette J. Morris, the owner and CEO of Go Getter LLC. And y'all know it's the vision of Go Getter LLC to help women to identify their divine gifts, convert that gift into a 5 to 7 figure income generating business that supports their lives and their legacies. And I'm your host for the Mind TV series, Mind being an acronym for moving in new directions. Y'all know every week we bring y'all somebody phenomenal that's going to talk about their entrepreneurship venture and how that venture changed their lives and moved their life in new directions. So this week, I have two people in one. It's like two guests all rolled up into one.
Right,
One of my
right, right.
favorite, most colorful, adventurous, exciting clients of all time. I service both of them. The one you see in front of you, the person that's behind
Right.
that you see in front of you. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Go with it.
Right, right. Hi, everybody. My name is Daisy the Clown right here. But if I did a little wipe off, my name is Kenisha Dupree. And I'll start with Kenisha since she was born first. Kenisha was
That's only fair.
born like age before beauty. Like, okay, how do we start this? So, since she was born first, born and raised in New Orleans, grew up in a festival based city with a lot of music, charm, and just a lot of energy. So grew up in high school and I had a theater teacher who taught us. Oh dang, I went back to Daisy just that quick. Back to Kenisha. Kenisha went to a magnet school. I went to a performing arts school. Later went to get a psychology degree and then I earned an interior design degree. And now I work in the Bay Area where Google is my client. So I help run portions of the interior design program where I make fun spaces all over the campuses. We have 209 buildings within the portfolio, and we just make it fun. And we have people who service the account, movers, installers. So that's the professional side of me. So degreed, real job, still have that fun or the cheerleader mentality that I have. I danced in the NFL when I was in New Orleans. So a lot of cool things that I've been super grateful to do as Kenisha, and it's just all been pushed together that I can have that same fun at work. And then Daisy was born at the end of high school, and I had a theater teacher that was a former Ringling graduate. So Ringling Brothers did have a clown college, and she graduated from the clown college. She taught us how. I've been looking for her ever since. I'm gonna still find her. I'm gonna still find her. I know she's in the LA area. I've narrowed it down. So she taught us clowning, and it was something that I can mix a little bit of acting. I can't sing on key, but even as a clown, I don't have to sing on key. So all of the things that I do greatly or poorly, it's accentuated and I can communicate a wonderful message. I can add balloon twisting to it, puppets to it, face painting, juggling a little bit. But even if I mess up juggling, like I have some juggling balls that you can't see right here, I don't juggle so well. I was like, okay, but I still want to juggle. What can I juggle that moves in the air slow? I could either do handkerchief or plastic bags. So I did plastic bags as a part of our show. I had a Walmart bag, a Target bag, and a Dollar Tree bag, and they kind of float a little bit longer. So I was like, look, I'm still juggling, but thinking outside of the box, like I still want to juggle, I need more time. And it's about finding a way to get to the goals that you want. It may not be balls, it may not be juggling clubs, it may not be three chainsaws, but I can work these three plastic bags or I can work some scarves, but I can do some balls as well. But it's just been evolving constantly for Kenisha and Daisy.
Absolutely. So y'all, I just told y'all, like I'm interviewing two people in one.
Right?
This is probably the most exciting interview we gonna have on the platform. What Tanisha gotta say? What Nancy gotta say? We gotta talk
Right,
about.
right. Wait. This is what I had. Okay, in my mind, I was like, I was gonna be a puppet. Like I was gonna let this be Kenisha
That's
and
the
talk, and say, wait, when she asked me a question about Kenisha, it could be, oh yeah,
right.
surely I get that. What you say? Yeah. So that was one idea, but I was like, okay, let me not do too
That's
much.
too much. So people, which this is a very different profession. I remember one time that I had shared you on Facebook, and one of my clients inbox, she was like, "Oh my God, a black clown! I have to meet her." Right? How did you, like, besides being influenced by the art teacher, because Kanisha and I went to high school together, so that's been like we graduated in 1990. You know, I'm not gonna say the rest, but that's been a
Yeah.
long time. And you've been doing the clowning for a long time. Like, how has the longevity with it come about? Like, how have you been able to sustain this for so many years?
Right. So it's been more than 20 years,
Definitely.
and it has to be God. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you evolve, I'm gonna say like wine. It starts
Mm-hmm.
as a certain project. It's a restful part. There's a creative part, like the seed, the watering, the growing,
Mm-hmm.
the seasonal things. So
Mm-hmm.
when I first started, my mom is one of 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 1 6. 16 kids. So I would always do birthday parties for my little cousins. Or when it was time to do math, I would pull out balloons and say, okay, this is red, and how many reds do I have? And so I always had like an illustrated sermon or illustrated teaching. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me do their parties. Then it became, wait, I can teach this in school in a fun and unique way. Or I can teach them how to twist balloons. I love God. Then I was like, well, maybe I can teach children's church as a
Mm-hmm.
clown and repeat the message. Well, in serving God, I want to be a vessel in other places. Like, I want to
Mm-hmm.
travel to other places and do mission trips. Can Daisy come on the mission trip? And
Mm-hmm.
whether I've been to date, I've been to 6 continents and more than 37 countries as Daisy.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they speak English or whatever native tongue that they have, when I twist these balloons and bring them out, they all want them, and whatever I'm selling, they buy. And not that I'm really selling anything, but they'll
Mm-hmm.
at least listen, have an open heart, and know that I'm there to bring some sort of joy and they want to be a part of it. So it just evolved to, we even have Facebook groups. Like as certain movies come out, Disney movies, we have a Facebook group like, okay, this came out. We used to get pre-releases to the movies so we know how to twist Buzz Lightyear beforehand. Like, okay, let me study. He has light purple and like this. Like, okay, we could do this. So we have groups, kind of like, little clown nerds. Okay, how did you do the Moana sword? How did you get that arc? So we kind of evolve as the creativity of the world, Disney, and all of the different children's programs. We
Uh-huh.
come up with a balloon interpretation, or there's face painting to do it, or like I had the puppet. I have puppets that are animals, people, and then it's communicating a great message. Like, for example, in Nairobi, I have a friend that was in Dallas. He went on just call it a scholarship to Nairobi to start a puppet company to communicate messages in a fun way for schools. So he
Mm-hmm.
used puppets to create no means no, don't touch me, AIDS awareness. So just so some of the kids that were born with, say, HIV positive or AIDS, they were still, the fear of playing with those kids were released. Like, no, you can't just get it from playing. So he communicated awesome lessons through puppetry. So as I begin to do more, God sent other people to say, hey, I have some Girl Scouts, and I think they would qualify for a certain patch in art if you did this. And I was like, you're right. I looked up the rules. So then I was invited to Girl Scout things to get patches. So as I was blessed to be middle class to know what certain things came up, like as a clown, I can teach an etiquette class. Like we drinking tea, or like costuming or making my clothes. Like, my clothes today, wait, we gotta get up.
Okay, check
So
out,
you
check
could
out,
still
bam.
just do right. Yeah. So just like the fun in clothing or the fun in branding, like I have my name tag, my name is on my shirt. Yeah, it's on the back of my shirt. So
All
you
right
know who
now,
I am. Come on.
coming
You
or going.
know, right, coming or going. If I wanted name notoriety at a party or at a corporate event, it's not always about a physical card anymore like it used to be. It used to be a flyer, then it went to a business card. Now it's like
Mhm.
a dot card or
And
something like that
yes.
that you could. So, right. So, all of these things have evolved. So, I think having the professional side, in addition to the fun, make them laugh, make it memorable, and still wanting to have this godliness as a part or true joy that they're leaving with, has allowed me to grow for so long without a downtime. Even in a pandemic,
Mhm.
I was still able to do virtual shows. So I'm
Yeah.
nothing can stop me. I'm all over. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just continued to evolve, and I was surprised, like, oh, okay, I'll have a break. Maybe I'll just take this year off to make new shows or do certain things. I didn't get the break, but we all need rest. And in that
Yes.
rest, I get more ideas or can think of, like, if I go and take a walk outside, I can think of, okay, let me build a tree out of balloons and see if the kids can talk about that. Now this could be a
Mhm.
science show because we could talk about seeds. We can talk about how long it takes something to grow, or just like a
Mhm.
bamboo tree, it grows underneath before it ever has a sprout for years.
Yes.
So all of
Mhm.
these can now be a message that I teach to kids.
Mhm.
And then with your help keeping me focused and guided and unafraid, or do it afraid, either one,
Yes. Either
unafraid
one.
or do it
Either one.
afraid.
I'll do it afraid.
But we're still
Either way,
going
you got to
forward,
do it.
right? Right. So in doing that, I've just had more and more coverage to do things, be a part of teaching at conferences internationally and locally, being a part of documentaries, being a part of some awesome things that's lying ahead. It is just totally mind blowing when you do what you love and you're honoring God along the process, how you are rewarded. Like, I couldn't have
Mhm.
dreamed half of this up, half of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know because initially, like you said, you were doing children's parties, but over the years, Daisy has evolved into so much more, right? So with longevity, with staying focused, like I tell my clients, like you have to stay focused on things. Like, I tell you this or whatever, right? We got to stay focused or whatever. We have to have goals in those particular areas. Like, where do we want to go? Where do I see it? Whatever it looks like or whatever. And so throughout the years, which I'm very proud of you, you've been able to set goals to say, okay, Daisy is going to do XYZ. She's going to go to these countries this year. We're going to do these mission trips. We're going to show up to this particular event, whatever it is. And the more visibility, more visible that you've been throughout the years is open the door for way more opportunities. So I know last week I
Oh,
saw you with
absolutely.
Globetrotters.
Yes, last week was the Globetrotters. And again, that was like a free, that wasn't anything like, and sometimes I do study it. Like, I'll go to the Chamber of Commerce, or I'll look for forums on what conventions are coming in town, all of that kind of stuff. Or there's like a book of lists that they used to have on all of the businesses in your area. So I used to do some research. But the Globetrotters were coming in the area, and the lady who's the host, her name is Miranda, she just put on her Facebook page, like, hey, do I have any friends in the Bay Area? And a friend who saw that, like, put me in the comments, like, Daisy, y'all should definitely meet. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So I reached out to her. She got tickets. And after the third quarter, I was flirting with Globey and leading dance moves on the sideline. I'm just like, look at me. And as a kid, Globetrotters was it.
It
Like,
definitely.
we
Yes.
didn't have, like, between the circus, between Ringling Brothers, Globetrotters, you didn't have a lot of big touring things that year after year. But it was something when the flag meant more to us, and those stars and those stripes. It was something on how they put it all together, the comedic timing and the athleticism. Like, you can be smart, funny, and athletic. It didn't
Right.
separate it all. So I was like, oh, okay, you can be funny. It wasn't just like a money making machine, or it wasn't stressful out there. So the Globetrotters just represented fun. Like, yeah, you can, smile on the court. It's not like, it's all sportsman-like conduct sort of thing.
Correct.
So it was
Hmm.
fun. Like, I already had the Globetrotter outfit with Daisy on the back.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's how much, wait, don't, no judgment. Um,
None. None.
like, I loved them that much growing up. Like, my kid growing up, he had one on the back. So when I told them, they was like, oh, when we were talking about what to wear, I was like, wait, I have an outfit. Look, it's right here. And I was like, wait, you already have the outfit with your name on the back? And I was like, come on, come on.
You got to come, right?
So,
You got to come.
right. At that point, I was a vested interest because I've done that. So things that I've liked or enjoyed, or you kind of magnetically go towards, if there was a circus in town, or say when Universal or Ringling Brothers, this was some years ago, but if I knew they were coming in town when I lived in another place, I would reach out to say, hey, do you need any help marketing at libraries or on the news stations before you all get there, to get people excited about the circus coming to town? I
Hmm.
did it for
Hmm.
Ringling Brothers once, and I did it for Universal a couple times, and was like not a part of the Universal show, but I was
Hmm.
kind of welcoming people in, so it wasn't
Okay.
a part of the show, but just like a usher, if you will,
Yeah.
a happy usher. Hmm.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 And then in addition to that, Daisy has so much other stuff. So you have the book that comes along
I
with
do.
the balloons that teaches people how to twist. Um,
Yes, yes, yes.
Was the baby doll line under Daisy or was that Kenisha?
It was under Daisy. I don't. Let me see if you can see her right here. You know, as soon as I touch her, everything's gonna fall. But it's okay. Ooh, ooh. So this was or is an 18-inch doll. They don't have custom hair like that. Sometimes I'm feeling like I want pink hair, and she matched to what I had on that particular day in the outfit. But it's an 18-inch doll. She has a plush body. Some of the ones that I was working with manufacturing to get a movable or articulated doll so that arms and legs move like with sockets. Like she's really soft and huggable and lush for some of the younger kids. She's not
Hmm.
posable yet. But yeah, this is something that I was working on, just trying to encourage kids to have fun, travel, and what it looks like when Daisy goes to Nairobi, when Daisy goes
Hmm.
to Shanghai, to say like the different outfits, like clothing, hair, all of that has always been, and makeup has always been something really big in every community. So it was
Hmm.
something like, okay, how can you make your outfit fun? So those kind
Right.
of things with the Daisy doll. And then this is my baby. She's gonna take off. She's gonna take
Yes,
off. There we go.
absolutely.
So it's called Create in Me, and it's a biblical guide with balloon twisting fun. And on all of the pages, coming. All right, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, that
All
is.
right,
Okay.
on all of the pages, there are 16 different characters. There's suggested music, there's Bible verses, and there's a balloon creation. And at the bottom of the page, there's a QR code where my finger is. And you scan that QR code and it shows you how to twist this. So, for just so happen, this page is a clown. And on the
Hmm.
clown page, it's this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Of course, clowns bring joy and fun. So there are
Hmm.
Bible verses about happy being joyful. And then this is a really, really simple one. And again, it shows it on the video, me blowing up the video. The balloons come with a pack that you can use. So this is just me quickly twisting a balloon dog. In the YouTube video, shows you how to twist that dog just like this with the book. It doesn't go that fast. You can stop it and pause it, but in the book Create in Me, there's 16 different things you can learn how to twist just as quickly as I did it. This is one of the easier ones. And as they get a little, the kids or adults or people who've gone on mission trips or even teachers, as they get some of the basic ones down, they can go above and beyond and do some more. But the instructions are in here, the Bible verses, as well as the message. There's even a journaling page, like what did you learn about the message? So I really like this one because at a tougher time that I had, yes, clowns do have tough times too. Um, in me teaching children's church, I was like, well, if children knew how much God loved them or who they were in God's eyes, they may not have struggled with some emotions or trying to be cool or doing things for likes. If like, look, God likes me, all this other stuff
Right.
is extra, then that's
Hmm.
a way that I can mix the two. I know it's not that traditional, but yeah. So on my Instagram page, Daisy the Clown, all of this there's a link and it shows you how to get to the dolls, the books, and anything else I have going on.
Yeah, and even like with the book, y'all, just to let y'all know, because you're probably thinking, well, where I'm gonna get an air pump? The air pump comes with the dang on book. So it was the
Yes,
air pump, the balloon, and the book. All that comes together. You don't have to figure anything out. In addition to the
yes.
QR codes with the video that show you how to do
Mm-hmm.
the book. Such an amazing packaging that she offered with that. So I
Yes.
I am definitely so proud of Kanisha. I'm proud of Daisy. So let's
Mhm.
talk a little bit about Kanisha. Like,
Okay.
what's Kanisha's life like? And then how
Kanisha's
do you
life,
balance it all, like between Kanisha and how do you balance all of that? Mom,
right.
Kanisha, employee. She actually takes care of her mom. So her mom, she's brought her mom to
Mm-hmm.
live with her. So she's taking care of her mom, being a mom, being Daisy the clown, being Kanisha the employee. All of these things. Like, how do you balance all of that?
I had to schedule in intentional rest,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like I had a habit of just going, and going. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have a party to do. I had to do this, do that. So my scheduled rest looks like 2 or 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
to ensure I'm getting enough sleep. That's not usually my problem, but sometimes. Getting enough rest, but what do you call it when you block your schedule for certain parts
Time
of the
block,
day?
time
Time
blocking.
block my
Uh-huh.
schedule. Yes. So, like, say my mom, she had a physical therapy appointment this morning, but luckily they didn't have the little old folks ride van, so I didn't have to get up and bring her. My kid plays sports and they had a 7 a.m. practice. So I was like, wait, 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 wait. I mean, he drives now, like, wait, you're going to drive real soon, like
Yes.
today. So, in trying to coordinate who needed to be where, what I needed to do, what's upcoming with, I don't like for this weekend, but I do hike.
Mm-hmm.
Hiking clears my mind beyond beyond. So I
Mm-hmm.
still have to have something for me because everybody will always want you and they will
Absolutely.
misuse your time as much as you'll let them. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
take every birthday party. I don't take every corporate event that I get because I know how important rest is. I know some things
Yes.
that'll bring me anxiety. Like, look, if my blood pressure is going off the roof or I don't address that or figure out what are my triggers for that, I can't be effective to anybody. And I have
Correct.
tried pouring from an empty glass. I have
Mm-hmm.
tried a lot of things like, oh no, I could do it. Like, oh yeah, it's only going to take 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes, like, oh wait, but you have to drive there, come there, all of these kind of things. So I think understanding what my priorities are. So my mom and my kiddo are my priorities.
Yes.
Daisy, I love you, girl. Um, but I know my priorities on who I need to take care of, how I need to take care of them, and just walking for me are those hikes. Like I haven't tried anything else experimental to get me to this other place because I automatically have joy. But in the midst
Uh-huh.
of work, I need to make sure, as I have a full time job and I do this on the side, I need to make sure I am able to cut off work at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when I'm then I can transition to something else. So if I had a bad day at work, wait, I need to go and walk that off first to get some fresh
Mm-hmm.
air in order to
Yeah.
start something new. Because then I don't want the bad day to rub off on, oh, wait, I
Yes.
really need to make this really creative balloon. So it for me, it drains my creativity if I'm trying to
Yes.
do that in addition to, or I'm not motivated to research, or I'm not motivated to answer those emails. So I have to have some kind of split in the middle of the day in order to
Mm-hmm.
recharge for the other
Other
personality that
part.
I get to have.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. And that's one of the things, like, we talk about when you have a 9 to 5 or whatever, you're going to dedicate 9 to 5 to the other job and doing, whatever it is that you have to do. But you also have to make the separation between the two and dedicate time to your business as well, right? Um,
Hmm.
Especially if the ultimate goal is at some point, and not saying that this is your goal, but this is for somebody out there whose goal is ultimately at some point to transition from full time employment to full time entrepreneurship. You can't make that transition if you don't allocate and dedicate time to your entrepreneurship venture. But then when you have children in the equation and if you have a spouse and all of these other things, then you have to figure out how to make time for all of those things, right? And when I tell people like I need to establish balance. Balance is not equal balance in a sense that people are thinking, right? You can't
Mm-mm.
dedicate 100% of time to being a mom or 100% of time to your business 100%. It's not 100%, right? It's adequate timing, which means you can't dedicate 8 hours to your children if they're in school, right? They're in school for 8 hours, right? You may be able to
Right.
dedicate 8 hours to your business or 8 hours to work, but you can't dedicate 8 hours to your children because they're in school for 8 whole hours a day. So it's irrational for you to think that everything needs the same amount of time
Yeah,
allocated to
yeah,
it. Children get
definitely
home at
not. It's
if you have a good solid hour with them fixing their dinner, talking to them and see how their day was, whatever it is, that's still quality time. So it's not about the quantity and amount of hours that you spend in each area, but just make sure you are touching every area in a quality mindset. You know, understand what I'm saying? In a quality
mm-hmm.
manner so that everything is getting taken care of. So it's not 100% in every area because that's irrational to think that, or to even try to do that because it just can't be done.
Yeah,
It can't be
speaking
done.
of food, even though I have a team, I had to think of things like, look, you need to learn how to cook because sometimes in a middle
Absolutely.
class, in I'll say in this middle class house, sometimes
Hmm.
I made things so comfortable, like, oh, we'll have some food for him when he gets home from school, or like, no, no, no,
Hmm.
no. You can learn how to cook and not think that everybody around you is a magician or somebody to service you. So like,
Correct.
no, what do
Absolutely.
you think you
Yeah.
can cook? Or
Mhm.
something else with my mom here. like my mom is a great cook, so she can
Mm-hmm.
now use her brain power to teach us the lessons on how to cook what. So she has a part to participate to show us, and we're
Yep.
absorbing these new meals and seasoning. Or my son's thinking about temperature, like, oh, how long is this going to take? And like, see, now the gratitude comes in because somebody took their time to spend 40 minutes plus the pre-planning of what they're going to get at the grocery store just so you
Yep.
can have something. So the least you can do is if she calls you from upstairs, that you can come downstairs, you know, to eat your food while it's hot versus, oh, wait, let me
Right.
finish this level of the game. So
Right.
we have a lot of teachable moments now since he's older, but even as a kid, or now, oh, one more thing, as him being older, now since I can pay him for being a part of my business, no, you're gonna work for it. You're gonna help me organize. Like, I have a balloon bag right here. You're gonna help
Mm-hmm.
me organize these balloons.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna help me if I have flights to book to go here and there. You're gonna do that.
Right.
Invoices, you're gonna learn how to do that so he can have a responsibility. Like, I didn't
Correct.
always understand what chores really meant. I was like, oh, y'all
Mm-hmm.
just get some stuff for free. No, not really. But chores were just a responsibility and a reminder that it had to be done with some sort of routine. He didn't
Yes.
have that. So I was like, this is
Right.
another way that I can teach you. And just so happen now I can pay you for it. Or if I need you to put all of my stuff in the car, you know, if I'm doing balloon twisting, grab the big, you know, he knows all of the supplies. So
Yes.
I think in doing it with kids, man, if kids can learn half of what they learn on video games and everything else, don't
Yes.
be swayed that they can't learn how to put a stamp on this, or they can
Right.
work on their handwriting to write a handwritten envelope or type what it is to say, hey, did
Mm-hmm.
you go over it? So we can introduce our kids or make them responsible for things. We can't baby them so much because the world definitely won't. And
Well, not.
some
Nope.
corporate 9 to 5s won't either because you're serving a purpose for them, almost like what they say in certain school systems. You're studying for a test, you're not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
studying to learn that forever. So I'm really big into the forever lessons versus the time things. Yes, I'm trying to judge how well he gets it, like in this house,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
bigger picture, what is lasting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Daisy and Kenisha, we are so glad that you decided to join us this week. I am so appreciative
Yes.
that you showed up as Daisy, but also talking about Kenisha. Tell the people the different platforms that they can follow you on, how they can stay in touch with you. If they're interested in clowning or hiring you as a clown, how can they do so?
Perfect. So I am Daisy the Clown on Instagram. I am Daisy the Clown on YouTube with really free shows. I'm It's Daisy the Clown, like it's Daisy the Clown. It's Daisy the Clown on Facebook. On TikTok, I am Daisy underscore the clown. And yes, I've been viral, and viral for me means more than 500,000 views. It was more than
Okay.
700, but who's counting? Um,
Okay.
so I do have TikTok, but if you start at Instagram, Daisy the Clown, the link tree has everywhere where you can find me. So booking information, how to buy the book, look at the dolls. I mean, only thing I don't have on there is what is in your prayer request. So start at Instagram, look in the link, but I appreciate your prayers, Annette. I appreciate you for having us on the show today. Like, keep it up and can't wait to share with you what's coming up ahead when I can.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you again for showing up for this week. You all that are viewing the show on today, thank you so much for watching us on today. Thank you so much for joining me, Kenisha, and Daisy. It's all three of us here.
Yes, the trifecta.
Yes, and as you know, next week, same time, same place, same station, we're going to bring you another boss that's going to be talking about how their entrepreneurship journey has moved their lives in new directions. So until next week, see y'all soon. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Go Getter University. It's the home and a one stop for entrepreneurs teaching all things entrepreneurship. We have courses ranging from how to start a business, how to start a nonprofit organization, to how to generate your first 10K consistent month, on to grant writing. Anything that you want to learn about entrepreneurship, it is in Go Getter University. Follow us at www.goalgetteruniversity.com to register.